Always been an easy one, but there's been an unmistakable home field advantage that the Twins have enjoyed here, and they hope to enjoy it one more time, but yet not one final time. The Twins and Tigers tied for the lead in the Central Division. The Tigers have jumped out to a quick lead in Chicago, in Detroit in the final game of that series. And for the final time, we welcome you to the Metrodome. Dick Raymer along with Burp Lilevan, and as the Twins have thought back to all the great memories they've enjoyed here at the Metrodome. This weekend has already been filled with great memories.
Yeah, a lot of magic here this weekend for the Minnesota Twins. They came in behind the Tigers' eggs, hoping that good things would happen. Well, it has. Delman Young with his first career grand slam. That here on Friday night in yesterday's ball game. How about the job of Nick Blackburn? Outstanding job. And Kadire with the game-winning home run. Denard Span, great defense. And today it's going to be Carl Pavano. Joe Nathan picking up his 47th save in yesterday's win over the Kansas City Royals.
And the Twins made a decision. They had Brian Dunsing slotted in to pitch here today, but with the magnitude of this game, everything that's at stake, the Twins went with the veteran Carl Pavano.
Well, Pavano only 5 times in his career has gone on 3 days rest. And what Carl Pavano needs to do here is get some outs early. So that pitch count, exactly what Nick Blackburn did yesterday. Only 88 pitches in 7+ innings. Pavano has been in big games before. 5 years ago in the World Series with the Marlins. This is like a postseason start right here for Pavano. Hopefully he's up for it.
All season long, the Twins have billed this game as the last Major League game in the Metrodome. Now they hope that's not the case. We'll begin to find out whether it's the final farewell in a moment. Save big money at Menards by Dairy Queen, featuring the Blizzard of the Month, Pumpkin Pie, and by the Minnesota Lottery. Here at the Metrodome, final game of the regular season, perhaps. If the Twins win and the Tigers win, if the Twins lose and the Tigers lose, they'll come back for one more game here Tuesday afternoon. But for right now, this is it, and this certainly is it for us. I've been working in this booth since 1983. We're going to be out here. It's kind of like an open house here. We want to show people where we've been working. Now, the first feature here is this concrete beam. And what has happened so often is I've gone like this and hit my head. Now, it only took me about 10 years to figure out not to do that. We have another concrete beam here, which is right out there, which has kept us from seeing pop-ups since 1982. So as we look ahead to Target Field, we're looking forward to seeing the full game being played.
Well, this has kind of been home away from home for us. You know, when you look at all our crew here, great guys. You know, they are sometimes a pain in the butt. But you know what? There's so many good things that this little booth here has really given me great memories over the years. Some nice pictures, family pictures, all the wires that are hung here. The phone that used to be hanging on that wall over there is no longer there, thanks to Jim Pellinger.
Right. This is maybe one of the greatest features here. It's a can of air fresheners. You can maybe tell on TV. We work in kind of close quarters here, so sometimes a can of air fresheners come in handy.
That's a natural thing.
That's right.
It's a natural thing.
A little bit more cramped here. We're looking forward to Target Field, but we've got some baseball to play yet here, and maybe many more October games of baseball will be played here. We've got the first pitch of the final game of the regular season, we think, coming up in just a moment.
Come on, Joe Mauer.
Through the years, the Metrodome and its fans have proven to be magical for the Minnesota Twins. Today, the Twins try to squeeze out all the magic they can muster from the baseball bubble. Minnesota's been here before, and it now has the confidence to close the deal in the Central. Will it be the final farewell to indoor baseball in Minnesota? All of Twins territory hopes not, as the Twins try to delay their move outdoors with yet another playoff run to remember. And with Detroit playing Chicago right now, and again the Tigers have the lead midway point in that ball game to simplest way to look at this, Bert, is if the Twins win today, there will be another game.
Yes. Whether
it's Tuesday afternoon or in the playoffs next weekend. The Twins have been looking forward to this day for years, and the Metrodome isn't quite ready to give up the Minnesota Twins, it seems.
Well, the Twins have no way of controlling what's happening in Detroit. Right now, the Tigers have a 3-0 lead in the bottom of the 4th inning against the Chicago White Sox. All they have control of is what's going to happen here this afternoon.
And for the Kansas City Royals, they're right where they were last year at the end of the season at the Dome. The Menards batting order: Willie Bloomquist, Mitch Meyer, Billy Butler, Mike Jacobs, Alberto Callasco, Mark Teahen, John Buck. Alex Gordon's been swinging a hot bat, got a big home run yesterday for the Royals, and then Luis Hernandez, the shortstop.
Well, let's take a look at the Smelch Countryside Volkswagen on Carl Pavano, making his 33rd start this year between the Indians and the Twins, and his 7th against the Kansas City Royals. Now he's working on 3 days rest. He's not done that over the last 5 years, but you have to remember he spent 4 years with the Yankees where he made a total of 26 starts. And the key for me, for Carl Pavano, is to get some early outs. Don't get that pitch count up. Even though everybody's available down in that bullpen, Pavano wants to get into the 7th or 8th inning here this afternoon and do exactly what Blackburn did yesterday.
Sellout crowd here, and they're all witnessing the lasts at the Metrodome, including the last first pitch, which is a strike to Bloomquist. Pavano, 4 wins and 4 losses as a Twin. Little soft liner, and Punto dives and snags it in the air. And an early decision by Punto, and a big one. He wasn't sure whether to try for the catch on the fly or field it on a hop. DQ defense for the Twins. Young, Span, Kubel in the outfield. Tolbert, Cabrera on the left side of the infield. Punto and Kadire on the right side. And, of course, Joe Mauer behind the plate.
Well, very good defense for the Twins. Only 76 errors on the year. And Nick Punto making a nice diving catch right here. Bloomquist got jammed a little bit. Punto deciding to catch it and get it before it hits the turf.
Outside now, 1-1 to Mitch Meyer. Pavano coming off one of his shorter starts in Detroit against the Tigers. Admitted afterwards he didn't really feel very good out there, couldn't get anything going, and gave up 7 earned runs in 4 2/3 innings.
Now you throw all those numbers out, everything that he has done so far this year. This is a huge start for Carl Pavano.
Just off the outside corner, and it's 2-1. His last start 5 years ago on 3 days rest. Hooked into the right field corner and foul. For Pavano, season total of 193 2/3 innings, and my Minnesota high school math tells me that if he can go 6 1/3 innings, he would reach a personal milestone. But beyond that, if he goes 6 1/3 innings, that's going to mean really great things for the Minnesota Twins.
Well, it was Blackburn yesterday that went over 200 innings in the season for the first time. Pavano has done it a couple times in his career, but he gets a strikeout there for the second out.
What a game for Nick Blackburn, who got a roaring ovation as he was introduced here today.
Well, Blackburn did exactly what the Twins wanted, is give me some good innings, and boy, did he give some good innings. He went into the 7th inning only allowing 1 run. He did give up a hit to the first batter he faced in the 8th inning, and Ron Gardenhire came in, took him out. The Kansas City Royals came back, tied the game, and then the Twins won it on the Michael Kadire home run. What a great job by Nick Blackburn.
Butler takes up high, and you see Detroit still leading 3-0 that game in the 5th inning.
One of the keys right here is to get this guy out right here. Butler in Kansas City in the last start for Pavano against the Royals. Butler pretty much took care of business for the Royals. He knocked in 4 runs, even though Pavano won that ball game 8-4. It was 2 home runs hit by Butler in that game off of Pavano.
Up and in with an off-speed pitch, and it's 2-1. Vano here in the first inning facing Butler with the bases empty. And they gave him a breaking pitch, it looked like, on 2-1.
Well, the hard slider right there. Butler 51 doubles on the year, 3 behind Hal McRae for the all-time doubles leader in Royals history.
Tapper to third, fielded by Tolbert, fires on the run, got him!
Wow,
Great
what a
play
play
by Matt Tolbert. Yesterday's game, and this game listed as a complete sellout. The paid attendance will be down from record numbers simply because the Twins have given away so many tickets to former employees, and there's one of their very important current employees. Ron Gardenhire's Menard's batting order: Denard Span, Orlando Cabrera, Joe Mauer, Jason Kugel, Michael Kadire has carried this team, some would say, in the final weeks of the season. Delman Young, Jose Morales, Matt Tolbert, and Nick Punto.
And the Schmelz Countryside Saab scouting report on Luke Holshaver, making his 25th start of the year and his third against the Twins, his first career start here at the Metrodome. Earlier this year, he pitched 2 quality starts against the Twins, 1-1, 1 a no decision. But he has struggled as of late, only 1 win over his last 12 starts. Holshaver, a tall kid at 6'5", good sinking fastball. He'll mix in a slider, a curveball, and a changeup.
2-0 to Span. And on the outside corner, Holshaver coming into this game with back-to-back losses. With those losses to the Red Sox and the Yankees, 14 earned runs in 11 innings in those 2 starts.
Yeah, the key to him is to stay away from the big inning, and that's what's really hurt him.
Down low, 3-1.
And when I say big inning, I mean a 3 or 4 or 5 run inning, and that's, you know, a lot of times that happens to young kids. Holshaver, just 26 years old, really started the season in AAA, got called up. This is his 3rd stint in 3 seasons with the Royals.
And a 5-pitch walk to start the day for the Twins. DQ defense for the Royals, an area they need to improve if they want to be where the Twins are in the near future. Bloomquist, Meyer, and Tien in the outfield. Gordon, Hernandez, Callaspo, and Butler wrapped around the infield, and John Buck behind the plate. Trey Hillman got his team off on the right foot, but then injuries and ineffectiveness set in, and it's been another disappointing year for the Royals. Here's Orlando Cabrera.
Well, Cabrera on a 14-game hitting streak. Let's see if he can keep it going right here.
Seen him more and more, it seems, Bert, go after that first pitch, being a little bit more aggressive in the Twins lineup.
Well, Holshaver, a young man that's trying to establish that fastball early, so Cabrera, a good fastball hitter, swung through that fastball there and fouled it off.
One strike with Span aboard. Twins have an opportunity perhaps to do some running here with John Buck behind the plate. And they check Span after the first pitch.
Buck has thrown out about 17% of potential base stealers, 8 of 47. But again, those numbers, he has a solid arm. It'll be up to the pitcher, Holshaver, to try to get that ball to him as quick as possible. See the one finger, the spin around, that's a sinker down and in.
Span goes, pitch inside, Buck's throw, not in time. So Span swipes second after the leadoff walk.
Holshaver again at 6'5". It takes him a little while to get going, and that might give Span one extra step. Good jump right there by Span. Good strong throw, but Span just beat it at second base, and that's his 23rd stolen base of the year.
So now here's Cabrera with a 1-1 count. Off the end of the bat. Maglio Ordonez has just hit a home run in Detroit, and it's 4-0. John Danks struggled for the White Sox, walking 3 batters in the first inning, giving up 1 run. Rayburn hit a 2-run homer, and now Ordonez a solo home run.
Well, the Twins have won 15 out of their last 19 ball games because they have been doing these little things right here. And that's what Cabrera's going to try to do, is get Span over to third with nobody out. Even though he has 2 strikes on him, his job right here is, if he's going to make an out, hit it to the right side of the infield.
One and 2 to Cabrera. A bouncer toward the hole. Gordon picks it off and fires low. Butler digs a low throw out, 1 down.
Not a productive out right there for Cabrera. Not advancing Span.
And here comes Joe Mauer. And with Mauer entering the box, the first of many standing ovations.
Homer hankies were given out.
It's not a lock. I figured it out. If Joe goes 0 for 4 and Ichiro goes 11 for 11, Ichiro will win the batting title. And how about the at-bat yesterday? Ron Gardenhire singled it out today as one of his favorite moments as manager of the Twins. Not just this year, but in his tenure. Mauer against Greinke, a great at-bat, a Mauer single in the first run of the game.
Now what an adjustment Joe made in that at-bat alone against Greinke.
1-0 from Holshaver, and now 2-0.
I did the game yesterday with Darren Sutton, and that at bat, you know, we were questioning, boy, you had first base open, you had second base open, you have the best hitter in baseball in the American League up. You know, how do you pitch him? And Greinke went right at him. Challenged him. As Joe Mauer that won that battle.
2-0. 3-0. First base is open here. And Kubel's on deck.
I had mentioned in yesterday's ballgame with Greinke, even though, you know, it's against Joe Mauer, I'm sure in the meetings before he went over with his catcher yesterday, Olivo, that, you know, we don't want this guy to beat us. Well, Joe Mauer helped beating Greinke and the Royals yesterday.
And Holshaver wanted no part of it. A 4-pitch walk, 2 walks, and here's the at-bat that broke the ice in yesterday's game.
Yeah, Greinke went the first 2 pitches inside. Good fastball right there. Joe fouled it off. Another fastball, he fouled it off. And remember in Kansas City, Joe swung through that slider right there for a strikeout in a similar situation. Now, right there, Joe opening up. Greinke tried to come back inside, left it a little bit over the plate. Joe Mauer picked up that RBI single to give the Twins a 1-0 lead.
And Kubel now trying to get the first marker on the scoreboard here in the first inning. First and second, 1 out.
Kubel. Strike one. It was one of those games yesterday, as well as Blackburn was pitching. You just got the sense from the first pitch on that the first run was going to be critical. And Mauer got the Twins the first run. Delmon Young with a 3-run double. And it quickly became 4-0. High fly to deep right field. Teeing back, and it is gone. A 3-run jolt for Kubel.
Home run number 26 on the year for Jason Kubel. Now at 99 runs driven in. And he gives the Twins an early 3-0 lead.
There have been more curtain calls in this little 3-game homestand than we've seen the rest of the year. Kadire took one yesterday. He takes a pitch up high. It was Kadire's home run that broke a 4-4 deadlock. And the Twins ended up winning the game 5-4.
And it was Delmon Young here on Friday night after the grand slam taking a Turk curtain call. A breaking ball, and Kubel just jumped all over it. He knew it was gone once he hit it. That's a huge home run for the Twins.
So we have been giving you the score in Detroit, and I would imagine by now they've given the score in Detroit of this game. 2 Hopper to Gordon. And out number 2. And that'll bring up Delmon Young, who I think finally, Bert, has been embraced by the Twins fans. Young with a very productive game on Friday, and the big hit of the ball game early against Greinke in yesterday's game.
Well, that's what Carl Pavano wants right there, some early run support, and that's what has hurt Hochevar this season. It's that multi-home, run inning. The 3-run home run does some damage against Hochevar.
Young taking a strike. There goes another one.
These Twins players knew when this game started that the Tigers had a 3-0, now 4-0 lead. And they knew they had to win this ball game.
It's 4-0 there, and it's 4-0 here.
Delmon Young with his 11th home run of the year.
Not a bad way to finish what has been a frustrating year for Young on a number of fronts. Strike one to Jose Morales.
He has been red hot now on an 8-game hitting streak. 13 hits in his last 28 at bats, with a couple home runs.
To the backstop, 1-1.
Boy, we've seen Delmon Young on that pitch down and in, drive that ball and run line drive home run.
Kubel a 3-run homer. Young a solo homer. And now 2-1 to Morales. Sense I got being in the clubhouse and talking to some of the players, they just couldn't wait for this game to start. Swing and a miss, 2-2. There's been a history of key games that the Royals have played here. Last year they won the first 2. Twins won the last game to eventually force a tie in the American League Central. Pulled foul, and then in 1987 the Royals closed out the season here, and the Royals won the first 2. And then you, Mr. Blyleven, pitched the Sunday afternoon game there, or here, got out of the first inning, and the Twins put on a first inning power display and knocked Charlie Liebrandt out on the first inning.
Well, again, as a pitcher, you love a run support. Love run support early in the ball game. Just helps settle you down.
2-2 to Morales with 2 away. And now 3-2, Tolbert on deck.
Well, it was a walk to Nick Punto in yesterday's ball game in the 6th inning that kind of set up that at bat with Joe Mauer, and then the Kubel double to follow, and then Greinke hit Kadire, and then the 3-run double by Delmon Young. But the 2 walks set up the 3-run home run for Kubel and the solo home run for Delmon Young. Good inning for the Twins.
Young do it too just a few seconds ago, looking up and looking around at a completely full Metrodome and hearing the roar after first inning home runs, soaking it in. And now Pavano's got a 4-run lead to work with.
Well, in yesterday's ball game, the key for Nick Blackburn is get ahead in the count. Pavano got ahead of 2 of the 3 batters he faced in the first inning. Blackburn yesterday, after 6 innings, faced 20 batters, got strike 1 on 17 of the 20 batters he faced. He had pounded the strike zone just like Pavano did right there to Jacobs.
It'll be Jacobs, Callaspo, and Tien here in the Kansas City second.
Jacobs hit a home run off of Blackburn in the 7th inning, a solo home run. His 19th of the year.
One and one for the Kansas City DH. Bounce to the right side. Easy play for Punto to Kadire, 1 out. Our final carsoup.com/baseball question coming from way up north. John Lawton from Ely. Are you guys planning on taking anything with you from the Metrodome to Target Field?
To me, just the memories. The memories of this place in the Target Field. A lot of good memories here.
I think talked about this the other night. I don't know what I'd want out of here. Here's Callaspo taking strike 1. I mean, the Vikings are still going to use the place. They've apparently renamed it effective tomorrow. Figure by the end of the day the can of air freshener will be gone.
Should I take that with me? Maybe I'll take that with me.
We're going to get a sponsorship deal at Target Field. We're going to have a sponsor sponsoring the air freshener company sponsor.
Yeah, I'll take this one.
1-1. And fouled away 1-2. There it is.
Yep. I'll take this with me. There'll be a lot of people very happy that I'm taking this with me.
I'm just happy that it's been here all the years. 1-2. Callaspo the hitter. Twins up 4-0. And another foul back into the seats. It's just nice to see this place full again. There's a playoff berth at stake, and it feels like a playoff game with the awning, whatever you wanted to call it, the canvas lifted in right center field. And this feels very much like a playoff game or a World Series game, 87-90 or any of the playoffs.
Well, you know what? In '87, when we came back from the Tigers, when we won the World, or going to the World Series, they welcomed us home that night, and this place was packed. And it's kind of reminiscent to me because the Twins, this ball club, came home from the Tigers, and 40,000 here on Friday night, 48,000 last night, and a full house here today. And there's some of the members of the '87 team. Tim Laudner right there. Saw Paul Molitor, the Rat, Gary Gaetti.
1-2. Inside. Interesting, Laudner and Gaetti standing side by side. You mentioned the reception as the Twins return home from the playoffs in Detroit. Both Gaetti and Laudner moved to tears. It was such an emotional thing to have this place packed when there wasn't a game played. 2-2 to Callaspo. And now a full count with Tian on deck. On Berenguer, Roy Smalley,
Tom Brunansky, Bruno. On Berenguer. There's Laurel Creed.
And they're inside, and Callaspo works out a 1-out walk.
Well, one thing Pavano does, he has great control, averaging only 1.8 walks per 9 innings. There's Greg Gagne. Hoping to have him up in the booth here a little bit later. Yo.
Here's Tian. Tian playing in right field, hitting 6th for the Royals. And Pavano misses inside ball 1. Again, the Twins, in setting up the rotation for this series, originally had Brian Dunsing lined up to pitch here today, but once the Twins won yesterday, and they knew that today's game had playoff implications, slash to the left field corner, and a fair ball by a foot. Callaspo around second on his way to third, and he'll be held there on a Tian double.
Well, one thing we have seen over the last couple ball games, this Royal Ball Club is not going to roll over. The Twins had a 10-0 lead here on Friday night. They came back and made a game out of it, and the Twins won 10-7. In yesterday's ball game with a 4-0 lead, the Royals came back and tied it. And then Michael Kadire hit the solo home run to beat the Royals 5-4. And right there, Tian got a pitch away, went with it. His 33rd double, puts runners at second and third.
John Buck just 2 hits and 11 at bats against Carl Pavano, who now is pitching with 2 men in scoring position. Twins, of course, playing the infield back. They'll concede a run if they can get an out. Chopper off the plate and a foul ball. 1 strike. Anyway, once the magnitude of this game expanded, the Twins put Pavano in on 3 days rest. It didn't come as a surprise to him. He was told days ago that if it comes down to Sunday's game, we want you back on 3 days rest.
Well, he actually went up to Rick Anderson and volunteered that if I am needed for that final game, I want to pitch. Brian Dunsing was a scheduled starter. He is in the bullpen.
As well as everybody else, Ron Gardenhire said. Even Scott Baker's a reliever today if need be. 1-1. And this is a huge game, but in reality it's no larger than any game the Twins have played over the last 2-3 weeks, where they've been forced to win nearly every game to get to this point. But it becomes even larger when the team you're tied with has a 4-0 lead. And there really is no tomorrow. There might be a Tuesday, but there's no tomorrow.
Well, tomorrow's for the Vikings here. Now Pavano's averaged about 7 strikeouts per 9 innings. And the crowd starting to make some noise here. Would like to see that.
Pavano struck out Buck once in 11 at-bats. Fisted into the seats. And Buck will strike out about once every 3 times. Pavano's ahead of him 1-2. High fly center field and not deep. Callaspo setting up for a tag, and he comes about halfway. Span hits the cutoff man, 2 down.
Yeah, that ball hit not quite deep enough for Callaspo to tag up and try to score, and Span did the right thing. Throw it to the middle part of the infield, and there was Michael Kadire cutting it off. So a big out right there for Pavano.
Ryan Rayburn's hit his 2nd home run of the game, and now it's 5-0 Detroit. Rayburn hitting in the leadoff spot for the Tigers instead of Curtis Granderson, because the left-hander John Danks was starting. He has been relieved. Here's Gordon, and there's strike 1.
Well, Gordon hit a 2-run home run off of Jose Majares in yesterday's ball game in the 8th inning when the Royals tied the game at 4 apiece.
Gordon 1 for 8 with 5 strikeouts against Carl Pavano. High fly right center field. If they see it, they'll catch it. It's Span to end the inning.
Royals, I'm Jim Rich, and this morning I had a chance to speak with Twins catcher Mike Redmond, and he said this is the most complete team effort he's ever been involved with. And the reason he says that is because so many players have had to step up on this ball club in order to get themselves into this position that they are this afternoon. He says you can look at himself and Jose Morales filling in for Mauer in April. You have Cuddy at first, filling in for Justin, and he says all the pitchers that have been here to help out the Twins, he says I didn't even know who Jeff Manship was, and he's come in and played a critical role for this team, and he says that's why he feels today this team is going to get it done. Dick and Bert, back to you.
Thank you, Jim. Deep to left, but Bloomquist retreats to get Tolbert's deep fly to left. One away, Nick Punto to the plate. He's played a lot of games here, and he was asked what he's going to miss the most.
The noise factor, you know, the fan base, the way they support us every year, no matter how we play. You know, they never they never quit like we don't quit, and I'm gonna miss that noise. I'm gonna miss that noise when Joe Nathan comes in to save the game, and the decibel level in that Metrodome is so intense that it's making the hair on your arm stand up. So I'm gonna miss that the most.
Well said right there by Nick Punto, and that's something that it'll be interesting to see when they get to Target Field. Punto driving the ball and Bloomquist making this catch. In yesterday's ball game, it was right around that area. Jason Kubel hit that ball in that corner, and that Bloomquist got the ball off his glove for a ground rule double.
I was talking with Joe Nathan about the noise yesterday, and he said it can't physically be any louder than it was. He said his ears hurt as he was pitching in the 9th inning. I said, well, Joe, playoffs, World Series, it'll get louder. He said, no, it can't. It's the loudest thing he's ever heard in his life yesterday. Here's Span, walked and scored in the first inning.
Well, wait till this ball club, if they're lucky to get to the World Series, because he will hear that loud noise again, maybe even a little decibel point higher.
1-0 to Span. Swing and a miss, 1-1. Again, it's 5-0 Detroit in the top of the 7th inning. The Tigers giving Verlander 5 runs on a day where it looks like he might only need 1. Span chops it wide of first, and it's 1-2. Span walked, stole second, trotted in on Kubel's home run, and he's got a lot of fans. Mauer's year, in a sense, has kind of obscured what Span has done. He has developed into one of the best leadoff hitters in the game.
He really has. He's really worked at it, and he's taken this role right here to a next level for the Twins and himself.
Good play by Gordon, and Hoshaver comes back with a 1-2-3 second inning. Insurance. Visit Progressive.com today. And by Comcast. Call 1-800-COMCAST to find out how to save big with the Comcast Triple Play.
Well, there you go. You are hereby circled. Twins with a 4-0 lead. Going to the top of the 3rd inning.
I was here for opening day of '82. They said their dad was here at the opening day of '82. A lot of very fond memories of this place. And Pavano and the Twins trying to create some more memories here. Luis Hernandez will lead off the 3rd for Kansas City. And a first pitch strike. Hernandez playing for Yuniesky Betancourt, who fouled the ball off his foot here on Friday night.
I saw him yesterday, Betancourt. He was still limping a little bit. So Hernandez getting an opportunity to get some at bats and lines that ball into right center field.
And a leadoff double for Hernandez here in the third inning.
Hernandez spent most of the season down in AAA Omaha. Got called up for the second time, but a September call up. Good breaking ball, but Hernandez going down and hitting it sharply. Span doing a good job of cutting it off and getting it back in, and for Hernandez, his first double of the year.
Second hit for the Royals, both of them doubles. There's Betancourt. A leadoff double brings up Bloomquist. And a called strike. Bloomquist threatening to bunt. Twins will take the out if Bloomquist wants to move Hernandez to third with a sacrifice bunt. Backs it foul.
Well, he tried to bunt right there on the first pitch, and that one right there kind of let that ball get deep into the strike zone, trying to hit the ball the other way. He fouled it over the dugout of the Royals.
Bloomquist 71 strikeouts, 430 at bats. Got him there. A big strikeout for the veteran Carl Pavano.
And Pavano picks up strikeout number 2 in the ball game.
You can visit twinsbaseball.com this afternoon. Tonight, secure your all Metrodome medallion collection. Only 5,000 are being sold. The medallions feature the 18 members of the Wendy's All Metrodome team. They're available for you right now at twinsbaseball.com. Here's Mitch Meyer with a runner at second and one away. Changeup floats over, strike one.
Well, Pavano ahead in the count on Bloomquist. Goes outer half of the plate with that slider, and Bloomquist cannot reach it.
Two strikes to Meyer. He went down swinging in the first.
Yeah, 2 good breaking balls to get ahead in the count.
Pavano trying to pitch around the leadoff double by Hernandez. Him off the plate, 1-2. The move of Pavano into the rotation at the expense of Dunsing, not unlike the move that was made in 1987 when the Twins had Joe Niekro scheduled to start against the Royals in the final home game of the year. Strikeout of Meyer. Mauer has to throw to first for out number 2. Back then, Niekro was discovered to have had a little bit of a hip injury, they said, but in reality, the Twins wanted you to pitch that game with Kansas City winning the first 2 of the series.
And that hip got better right after the ball game, and he pitched the next day in Texas. It was awesome.
Amazing what happened. One extra day can make that much difference. Well, stick around immediately following the game, win or lose. A special farewell to the Metrodome, and you won't want to miss it. The emotional goodbye. Current and former Twins players will come together to relive the greatest Metrodome moments. Coming your way on May 29 and in high definition on Fox Sports North. 2 down. Here's Butler, and there's strike 1. I would imagine among regular season games and the hundreds that you pitched, that had to stand out as one of the more special ones.
Well, special only because, you know, that basically put us in postseason. All we had to do was win one more game. It gave us a tie. So, yeah, it was a big game.
Poke down the right field line. The win over the Royals clinched a share of first place. And Gary Gaetti in a post-game ceremony said, "Thank you to the fans," and he said, "Thank you is not enough. We're going to bring the flag home with us." And I think that sentiment's shared in the Twins clubhouse here today. They want to win today, and if they have to play again Tuesday, it's one more opportunity to win a game for their fans. Just off the plate, 1-2.
Yeah, and it's done right this time. I mean, last year, game 163, even though the Twins had a better record than the Chicago White Sox, was decided on a coin flip. And the game was played in Chicago. It's going to be played here on Tuesday if need be, because the Twins won the season series from the Tigers.
With a Royal dugout. That was the last coin flip in Major League history.
Yep.
May have cost the Twins a playoff spot. You never know, of course. White Sox could have won that game 1-0 too, but White Sox, Twins fans know, seem almost intimidated by this place. 1-2 to Butler. Ivano gave up a leadoff double. He struck out the next two batters. Shattered bat. Tolbert follows the ball, not the bat, and throws him out. So a leadoff double is wasted. Still 4-0. Greg Gagne will be our guest when we come back. Final scheduled game of the 2009 regular season, and Orlando Cabrera will lead things off, the Twins shortstop, here in the third inning. And the Twins shortstop voted to the All-Metrodome team, still reaching for every pop-up he can get. World Series champion in '87 and '91. It's always great to see Greg Gagne. Welcome back to Minnesota.
Oh, thank you very much. It's great to be here. Really good to be here.
You've really gone to pieces since you played, man.
I know. I just keep losing weight. You're supposed to gain weight after you retire. I lose weight.
Cabrera bounces a nice backhanded pickup by Gordon, and he can't pull the trigger on the throw. So Cabrera should get credit for an infield hit.
Yeah, tough little play there, Greg. With that little short hop right there, you had a lot of, I'm sure, it's short, but he made a nice little backhanded play, that little short hop, and then trying to get that ball into his, from the glove to the hand, was a little juggling act.
Should have had it.
Never. Should be an error.
No, it's tough. Third base, like you're saying, it's going to come at you a little bit quicker than at shortstop. You have a little bit more time to react to it.
Bauer at the plate. He walked and scored in the first inning. First base is occupied this time, so we'll see if Hochevar pitches him a little more aggressively here.
And Cabrera does get the infield hit to keep his hitting streak now at 15 ball games.
A chant in the background, MVP. Greg, I asked you, we've had some loud moments here yesterday and today. Is it as loud as you remember it during the World Series?
Jeez, I think it's tough to say because I remember being at bat and I couldn't even hear. I think it was Tony Pena in the '87 World Series, and I couldn't even hear him from 2 feet away. So, but it was loud. It's been loud here. I'm sure it's going to get louder too.
Greg, some of your most fondest memories here as a Minnesota Twin, and don't say when we came back from Detroit to go to the World Series in '87. Something other than that, because I think that's every player's best memory.
Probably, well, '91. I think the '91 World Series, the first game, I hit a 3-run home run off of Charlie Liebrandt. That was a big moment for me, and I'll remember that. My family was up in the stands, and that's when the decibel level got real loud, and so that's one of the special moments that I have.
What about playing behind Jack Morris in Game 7? That had to be cool.
Yeah, that was great, and that series just took so much out of me, and I'm sure not only me, but probably the fans in Minnesota and also the players. I was just glad that series was over the last game, and it was time to go home because it was a long, hard-fought series.
3-1 to Mauer with Cabrera aboard and nobody out.
We had a little get-together last night, and there was a walk, Holshaver's third walk of the ball game. Second time that he's walked Joe Mauer.
Great.
Here's just a few highlights for Greg Gagne in his Twins career in the '87 World Series.
Hey, down.
Starting a double play. And then scoring on a Larkin base hit. First to third, second to home. Might have been the fastest guy in the league. How can you do that?
That was a funky slide.
Yes, it was.
I don't know if I could do that today, though.
Kubel lifts it to left and deep the other way. Bloom is going back to the wall.
Off the wall. In the home run.
He did it again. Another 3-run homer for Jason Kubel.
Nice.
RBIs 99. 100, 101, and 102.
Wow. You're getting loud now, Bert.
Yes.
That's great.
Remember the Hankies? My goodness. Unbelievable day for Jason Kubel so far. And those guys out there reminiscing, I'm sure.
Fans want another curtain call. Here he comes. Four in the first, 3 so far here in the third. Kadair skies it right side. Cayaspo with the catch and a first out here in the third.
So tell the fans, the viewers, what are you doing now, Greg Gagne?
Oh, well, actually, I have about 30 acres of land that I kind of try to farm. So I know there's probably a lot of farmers out here in Minnesota. I just really enjoy that. It keeps me busy. I get over there, I'll play with the stone walls. I get a lot of stone just to keep myself busy. Other than that, I ended up coaching in the summer, baseball Legion team.
Now, you told me about your daughter too. She's playing volleyball.
Yeah, she's playing volleyball. Like I said, I'm still trying to learn that game, the rules and everything like that.
You hit a ball over the net. What kind of rules there can be?
I don't know. It's a lot different. I know it's a lot different. I gotta have a lot of patience watching that game. But I'll do that. But yeah, now I have a lot more free time on my hands now, and we're just watching her play volleyball. And other than that, I'll just get up on my land and I'll try to plant some crops next year. The weather was back home was all wet, and so it was a little difficult to plant anything. But I just do that to keep myself busy.
You took a lot of pride in your conditioning. You took a lot of pride in playing short. Do you have that inkling to want to maybe help out some young kids learn the game of baseball?
Yeah, I mean this year was pretty emotional for me at the end of the year in the Legion. I felt like it was my last game coaching, and it was kind of emotional for me, and I had to kind of hold back the tears a little bit because I don't know what I'm going to be doing in the future. So I just kind of play it one day at a time. spirit, and you know, I'm always ready to help people out in any way I can.
Morales, the hitter, with 2 outs. The applause for the fact that the White Sox got a run in Detroit. Twins fans obviously watching this game, but glancing at the scoreboard to see if the White Sox can come back on the Tigers. It's 5-1. Greg, I want to take you back.
5-3 now, I think. No, was that yesterday?
No, that's right.
5-3.
Got a base hit, and Justin Verlander, who was lights out for 7, has given 3 back, and you'll hear it here momentarily when they put it up on the board.
That's a fast game, too. We're already in the 8th inning.
There's the applause. There is a precedent for this, and fans who were witness to this magnificent day we had here 3 years ago remember that the Tigers jumped out quickly on the Royals, and the Royals came back to win the game in extra innings and put the Twins into the division championship. So 1 out in the 8th inning in Detroit, and it's a 2-run game with a man at first. Morales taps it foul. Greg, I'm sorry to interrupt the question, but we've
got a lot of stuff going on up here.
What was your initial reaction when you came to the Twins in the trade in 1982?
In 82? Wow, that's going back a little ways. All I remember is my the coach at the time, down in the minor leagues, he says, I got some good news and bad news. He says, which one you want to hear first? I said, I don't know. Give me either one. Didn't matter.
So you were in A-ball at the time, right? Or
I was in, A-ball.
Right.
In Fort Lauderdale. Stump Merrill was the manager, matter of fact. I said, well, don't matter. Give me either one. He says, okay. Well, the bad news is you've been traded. And I says, all right. And then he said, the good news is, he says, you've been traded to the Twins, and you might have a chance to get to the big leagues a little sooner. So that was it.
So that was a good trade for you, though.
It was, it was a good trade because, that as a minor league player, being young, 17, 18, 19 years old, that's our goal, to get to the major league level. So I felt like, yes, it definitely was a good move for me. I figured, yes, I can get to the big leagues. I got more of an opportunity to get to the big leagues sooner with the Twins than with the Yankees, because at that time the Yankees would always go out and they buy free agency and get guys, and the guys that were ahead of me at that time was, I think, Bucky Dent was a shortstop in New York. So I was saying, I'll be about 10 more years in the minor leagues with the Yankees.
Well, when did you come up with the Twins? What was your first year then?
Well, I came up in '83 a little bit at the end of the year, and I believe in '84 I came in parts of '84. In maybe April or May, I had a little stint there. I didn't do too well. They sent me back down. I came in up at the end of the year, and then in '85 I was there. I made it out of spring training with a little help. I think John Costino was. I thought he was a great player, second baseman. Here is back, and he wasn't able to play that year, so I made it as a backup there, and I did play like half of the season at short that year.
Well, a lot of good memories here in Minnesota.
Oh yeah, there's no question. It's amazing how it's grown too. Just the downtown, being in the. I forget that. I think it was the Hotel Leamington I used the first time I was staying there. I don't even know if it's still here anymore, but the city has definitely grown, and it's always nice to come back here.
Great to see you. Greg Gagne, the Twins getting 3 while Greg Gagne's in the booth, and they lead at 7-0. for the first time or second time.
They're just all on their feet, just, praising Jason Kubel for what he's done so far. 2 3-run home runs. Delman Young, by the way, hit a home run. But 3 home runs, 7 runs for the Twins already.
And Mike Jacobs with a swing and a miss. It'll be the middle of the Kansas City lineup. Jacobs, Callaspo, and Tian. And again, the simplest way to look at this, regardless of what happens in Detroit, if the Twins win today, there will be more baseball here at the Metrodome. Now, there'll be a post-game celebration nonetheless, as we honor what has happened here over the years and some great players and some great moments. But this, it appears now, is not going to be the last baseball game played here. Verlander's being taken out of the game with the tying run at first and 2 away in the 8th. 2 strikes to Jacobs. And now 1-2. The trade, by the way, and we just wanted to mention it with Greg Gagne here. The trade that brought him here sent Gary Serum and Roy Smalley to the Yankees for Paul Boris, Ron Davis, and Greg Gagne back in '82. So the Twins traded an established shortstop in Smalley for a minor league prospect who turned out to be a cornerstone of 2 World Championship teams and a future teammate of Roy Smalley. 1 down in the 4th. Looking for your seat in the sun at Target Field. Here are some details.
Hi, Scott Baker here with the new pitch. For a per-seat deposit of only $100, you can select seats at Target Field before the general public. Call today to reserve your place in the sun at Target Field.
And if there is a game here on Tuesday night, it'll be that man right there on the mound for the Twins.
Coming off a win in the final game of the 4-game series against the Tigers in Detroit. Callaspo walked, got as far as third base. Pavano pitching his best with men in scoring position. And he'll have another one there after Callaspo finishes running. It's a 1-out double into the right field corner. Kansas City has 3 hits, and they've all been 2-baggers.
Well, Callaspo got a breaking ball, weighted back nicely, hit it past the diving Kadire at first base down to that right field corner. Callaspo is 41st double of the year.
Here's Tian, who slashed a double down the left field line his first time up. You're right about the Royals. It's 7-0, but the Royals will not go to sleep here. They haven't at any point in their season, particularly in these games that have mattered against the likes of the Tigers and the Twins. Up high, ball 1.
Well, Pavano's been able to get strike 1 on 12 of the 15 batters he's faced so far. Trey Hillman watching on, the manager for the Royals.
Tigers have brought in their closer Fernando Rodney to get the last 4 outs. One and 1 to Tian. Ooh, just off the inside corner, 2-1. Too tall for Kadire, and the Royals are going to get a run. Tian with another extra base hit for the Royals, and his second double of the game. It's 7-1.
Yeah, back-to-back doubles here for the Royals with 1 out. Tian now with 34 doubles on the year, picking up his 50th RBI.
So 7-1, and here's John Buck.
A slow breaking ball right there, left up. Kadire late for it. Another ball into that corner. Kubel plays the carom, gets it back in.
Down and away, ball 1. Bottom of the, or top of the 8th is done. great catch by Curtis Granderson to get the final out of the 8th after the White Sox jumped back into the game.
And Carlos Quentin hitting that ball. Granderson coming in, making a great sliding catch. Or diving catch.
So here's John Buck with a runner at second and 1 out. Skied left side of the infield. Cabrera should track it. I think he's lost it. And it is Punto who overruns the ball, and the Metrodome strikes the home team one more time. Cabrera retreated, threw up his hands in despair, and Punto overran it, and the Royals catch a break.
One of the negatives here of this place is that Teflon baggy roof that a lot of times that baseball over the years, this baseball will blend very nicely in, and you can see Cabrera go back. He has no idea where that ball is. Nick Punto overruns it, and at times this place can be a circus.
So now Pavano, who again has pitched his best in the few dicey situations he's found himself in, is in one of those now with 1 out. And Gordon swings and misses, 1 strike. Gordon hit a fly ball to Span to end the second inning. The Royals had a threat that inning. Second and third, 1 out. Span caught a couple of fly balls, and the Royals didn't score. Inside 1-1.
You know, when the Twins get to Target Field, there'll be the sun, there'll be the wind that might create some havoc for some defensive players, but they won't have this Teflon roof. It'll be more or less mother nature taking over.
It'll be the same sun and sky that Babe Ruth lost balls in. Fouled back 1-2. Pavano, and any pitcher who's pitched for any length of time in here, has been victimized by it.
I've said it before. Thank goodness in postseason you see Orlando Cabrera looking up. In postseason, a game was not determined by a lost ball in this Teflon baggy place.
Up high, and it's 2-2. So Pavano's task here: make sure that nothing snowballs for the Royals with the extra out. Change up, got him. Out number 2. What a pitch from Carl Pavano.
And strikeout number 4 in the ball game for Pavano. Had to turn this ball over. That's that changeup right there. And Gordon reaches out, cannot get a piece of it.
And now Hernandez. Chopped off the plate toward Kadire. Kicks sideways and goes foul. And the Metrodome in its own way strikes again. That's an unnatural hop on an artificial turf.
Kadire almost said, wow. Watch this ball right here. It's got to be 10 feet fair. And then that ball hits something and goes foul.
Now it's going to, at Target Field next year, balls are going to hit the corner of the plate or whatever that hit and have sideways spin, but it's not going to grab into the grass and do that as severely as it did. One strike to Hernandez. And Pavano spins him away from the plate. One and one. Fastball down the middle, 1-2.
Hernandez, just 24 years old, from Venezuela, came over from the Oriole organization, the Baltimore Oriole organization. And the crowd getting into it. They want this final out here in the bottom of the fourth.
Inside again to even the count. One of the things Pavano has brought to the Twins pitching staff is what we've seen in this at bat. An ability, a willingness, if not an eagerness, to pitch inside. Two and two. The Royals get one on a pair of doubles. The lost pop-up does no damage. It's 7-1. Menards. Save big money at Menards. And by free Wednesdays at Arby's. Jason Kubel with a pair of 3-run homers. The Kansas City Royals got one back in the top of the fourth. Tolbert, Punto, and Span to face a new Kansas City pitcher.
Yeah, Anthony LaRue coming into the ball game. See the numbers right there. He made 2 starts for the Royals, a September call-up.
And he'll face Tolbert, Punto, and Span here in the Twins' fourth. O'Shaver continues to struggle the second half of his 2009 season, giving up 7 runs on 3 home runs. Two and 0. It's amazing, isn't it? I mean, the Twins have been so patient in trying to get a new ballpark, and since Target Field was starting to be built, the Twins have counted down the games, and you get down to one game left, and the surge that the Twins have been on suggests that there might be a lot of baseball left to be played here.
Well, let's hope so.
Leadoff walk here in the fourth. Arby's trivia: which opposing team has the most all-time wins at the Metrodome?
Wow, good question.
It would have to be somebody in the American League Central. I'm going to say Detroit.
I'm going to say the Kansas City Royals.
Yeah, you might be right. Wouldn't it be strange if it were the White Sox, as much as they've cursed this place over the years and beaten themselves, some say, here over the years? A fly-out, throw-out double play has ended the bottom of the 8th inning. The Tigers are done, and they'll go to the 9th with Detroit leading Chicago 5-3. 1-1 to Punto. And foul and out of play. We've talked about this before. When people around the country think of the Twins, they of course now think of Joe Mauer. They used to think of Torrey Hunter, Johan Santana. If you watch the Twins on a daily basis, and particularly over the last 3 weeks, the style of their play and their determination probably is embodied as much by Nick Punto as anybody else. People gave up on the Twins, and a lot of people wanted the Twins to give up on Nick Punto. Yet here he is, contributing defensively and offensively in what has been a very improbable run to a postseason berth.
Well, he's got that man's type of personality, Ron Gardenhire. He comes to the ballpark every day, works his tail end off to try to get better. And it's really paying off here late in the season for Punto. I've seen him take a lot of at-bats like that, especially over the last month, just fouling off nasty pitches. Hopefully the pitcher will make a mistake, hitting more line drive base hits.
There's something to be said for clubhouse chemistry, persevering or allowing a team to persevere through injuries. And Punto's one of those guys that's a team guy. When the Twins were shuffling things around after the arrival of Orlando Cabrera, and it looked for a while as if it would be Alexi KCA that they were going to go with at second base, Nick simply told me it's what's best for the team right now. And then KCA struggled again. Punto got another shot, and he hasn't let go of that opportunity. But it's that team first attitude that has allowed this team to come off the mat and become a playoff contender.
Well, they always say there's no I in team, and that's how you win. You win by guys going out there and doing the little things to help each other out.
Full count to Punto after a leadoff walk here in the Twins' 4th inning. See if the Twins send Tolbert. Clearly the Twins wouldn't be where they are without Mauer. But he is a big part of a team, and Nick Punto has been a big part of it too here in September. Tolbert takes off, and LaRue started his outing with back-to-back walks. Our Arby's trivia question, I said the Tigers.
Yeah, I'll go with Kansas City.
And it is the Royals.
Oh, remember the great teams they had in the 80s.
Right. The White Sox just off that list. It's a surprising team of the Angels because they don't play here that much anymore. Maybe just one series a year. So the Twins have got 4 in the first, 3 in the third, and an early threat here in the 4th with LaRue issuing walks to the 8 and 9 batters. Span walked and scored in the first. Twins have already taken 5 walks first 2 times through the batting order. Ball 1. White Sox are hitting in the top of the 9th. Leadoff man has reached. Man uncoils and fouls it back. One and one to Denard Span. Up and away, 2-1. Made mention of the In fact, while we were in Detroit for the 4-game series, the Tigers this year have not lost a game that they've had a lead after 8 innings. Span hooks it foul into the crowd. 2-2. So if the White Sox can pull it off, it'll be the first time this year that the Tigers have lost a game after leading into the 9th inning. Two and two to Bernard Span. And if the White Sox don't turn that game around late, we might be back here. The fans will be back here again on Tuesday if the Twins hang on and win this game. 3-2.
Well, LaRue with that sinking fastball just missed right there on a 2-2 pitch to Span.
Lifted to left, and Bloomquist makes the catch. 1 away. And now Cabrera. As Cabrera today, and there you see Yabuda warming up. As Cabrera this morning, so how is this different than it was a year ago at this time when he was with the White Sox and there was a game 163, and he said, you know, really it isn't any different. He says you just have to win your game. Just win and everything else will take care of itself. And he takes ball 1. % of the time he goes after the first pitch. This first pitch was off the plate. Now he swings at the second pitch. Tigers won it 5-3. Alex Rios grounded into a double play to secure a Detroit win. So they're either going to be division champions by the end of the day today, or they'll catch a plane and come here for a game on Tuesday. Down low, and it's 2-1. Cabrera singled his last time up, scored on Kubal's second 3-run homer. Scott Baker, if there's a game on Tuesday, will get the start for the Twins. Half swing, and a foul over the Kansas City dugout. So the Twins will not clinch today. Cabrera looking like he might have injured a finger or a hand on that half swing. 2-2. And a slow breaking ball gets Cabrera for out number 2.
Now LaRue picking up a strikeout after the first 2 batters reached on base on balls. He got Span to fly out, and then he struck out Cabrera there. Now Scott Baker scheduled to pitch on Tuesday, if we are here, and the Twins are 11-7 against the Tigers, and the Twins are 7-2 here. And there you go. You are hereby circled.
Here's Mauer. He's walked twice and scored twice.
My telly. I'm sorry.
Strike called on the first pitch to Mauer. It'll be Rick Porcello going for the Tigers on Tuesday if there's a game against Scott Baker. One strike. And now a ball. Not that it should matter, but if there is a game on Tuesday, those numbers are included in regular season stats. So grounded to first. and that'll end the inning. So LaRue does a nice job pitching around a pair of walks to start the inning. It's still 7-1. Kirby Puckett with one of the great memories, responsible really for so many of them, as the Twins planned on saying their goodbye to the Metrodome here today. It's 7-1, and if the Twins continue to hang on to that lead, they'll play another game here on Tuesday. And one of the other Metrodome heroes, part of the all Metrodome team, Frank Viola, joining us here in the 5th inning. Frank, good to see you. Good to have you back here again, and especially under these playoff-like circumstances.
Who would have thought 3 weeks ago would be like that? It's good to see you, Dick. Bert, always good seeing you.
Good to see you.
You know, we were talking about this with all the Circle Me Bert signs.
I've never all these years been circled by Bert yet.
Haven't you?
No.
Okay, well, we'll see if we can work on that.
I don't know if I want to be.
When they moved in.
There you go. I'm going to try it.
Yeah.
Try to clear it. It's my clearing that I'm having
I got
problems
circled,
with.
Yes.
There you go. You are hereby circled.
Cy Young Award, World Series ring.
Did you feel the tingle?
Ooh, that felt good.
Yeah.
Yes.
Good.
1-1 to Bloomquist, and he lines it to center. Span going back, and he makes the catch. When they first opened this place in 1982, and Frank, you may remember this, they wouldn't allow signs, and one of the first exceptions was your Frankie Sweet Music Viola banner that was hanging from the upper deck in right field.
That was pretty cool. That really was. It was so funny coming here for the first time. You know, I grew up in New York, baseball outdoors, grass fields, and you walk in here, you go, this is not a baseball field. It's just not. But the thing that made it so special with 28 years being part of it for 8 of those 28 years is just we as a group fell in love with it, reaped the benefits of it, but I think what made it more special for all of us players is there's 50,000 people around the area. They were all part of it with us. And I'd be hard to you to tell me what other ballparks in this country has the fan support that we have over the years. I mean, look at this. This is amazing.
It's been fantastic, hasn't it? Frank, we showed some of your pitches right there, and of course that circle changeup. Where did you learn that?
Johnny Padres.
Johnny Padres taught you that?
1982, my rookie year. There it is. That's still in the St. Paul Museum of Art.
Is that right?
Yeah. Yeah. Kathy told me what. Kathy, my Minnesota wife of 26 years, said we got to go by there one of these days next week. Yeah, you got that right.
Well, the deal was they put it up there, and you won what 19 games in a row with
over
that
a
banner.
2-year period. Yeah. So the guy who did the banner got a lot of credit, and you know I appreciate that. but you know it was really special, and it's nice to have a little part of history like that.
When the deal was you'd go to the same restaurant and eat every day on your days.
I wouldn't say creature of habit. Yeah. During the 19-game win streak, I'll give some sponsors some I went to TGI Fridays for lunch that day. Night before, went to Vecchio's over in Dinkytown for my Italian meal. My wife was so sick of me because she was getting more sick of the food than I was. And it wasn't the food so much as it was going so well, it just had to keep doing it.
Had to do it, right.
But, I mean, it was a great place to play. You know, as I said, growing up in New York and then coming here, you don't realize how good you have it in the place until after you leave it. And when I got traded over to the Mets, I thought that would be wonderful, my hometown team. Then went to Boston, another big market. Nothing like Minnesota.
Wow, Pavano has been tough.
You got time to be with us for another half inning? You got someplace to go, people to see. More from Frank Viola coming up after a quick top of the fifth. Is it the final baseball game ever at the Metrodome, or simply a dress rehearsal for greater things to come? Jim Rich, Burt Blythe, and Dick Bramer, 7-1. The Twins lead, joined here in the fifth inning by Metrodome hero, part of the all-Metrodome team, Frank Viola. Jason Kubel's had a rather impactful day at the plate already. 2 plate appearances, 2 3-run home runs.
Hey, it's nice to see a number 16 hitting home runs instead of giving them up.
Yes.
I like it. He's had a monster year. A lot of people don't give him enough credit. I mean, he has put up some big numbers, especially after Justin went down. Yeah, he really picked up, him and Delman Young. 3 weeks ago, if you would have told me we were going to be celebrating the closing of the Metrodome and we were going to be in a pennant race, I would have laughed at you. But you talk about a team that's resilient. You tip your hat to Gardy, you tip your hat to the guys. It's been beautiful. It's been really fun to watch.
You still say we, don't you?
I can't help it. You always, at heart, this is the team. I mean, this is where all my success started and ended and everywhere else. Yeah, I'll always be a Twin at heart.
Now, you did go to spring training with the Cleveland Indians, and actually you helped the pitcher today, Carl Pavano.
I'm glad you're giving me credit. I didn't help him at all.
You didn't help him at all? What did you do in spring training then?
Probably basically like you would do, stand around doing nothing. No, honestly, that's another well-hit ball.
Kubel hits it in the air. This one will be caught. One away.
It's the first time in a long time that Kathy and I have been empty nesters, and she said, Frank, you got to get back out and start doing something. So Eric Wedge was a catcher in the Boston Red Sox organization when I played for them at the end of my career. And he asked me to come to spring training, see if I'd enjoy it and stuff. And long story short, spent the whole spring training in Goodyear, Arizona with the Indians and got to know Carl. And just knowing his makeup and seeing how tough he had it the last few years in New York, it wasn't him. I saw the success he had with the Marlins. I know that he struggled mightily with the Yankees, but I think it was more just his mechanics, everything. It's just he wasn't healthy.
The surgery,
right? He wasn't 100% healthy.
Right.
And the big thing this spring training with the Indians was build up your arm strength, build up your arm strength. And look at this, we're talking October 4th. He's going to have 200 innings in with another inning. Hasn't missed a start this year.
Right.
And with the exception, I guess, with the last start against Detroit, he's pitched fabulous. With that.
He's come in here and he's really helped that man right there, Rick Anderson. I think all the other pitchers, just the way he goes about his business.
Very professional-like. When you have Francisco struggling like he has this year and a couple of other guys, you need somebody to pick you up. And I want to use this a little bit as an example, too. When you came over in 86 or 85 with the Indians, I was the bona fide so-called number one. And I'll tell you, the stuff outside of the baseball field is where Pavano's veteran experience helps you. Bert was the same way. He took so much of the pressure off of me answering questions about the whole pitching staff. I think Pavano's that type of guy. He's been around. I mean, God, what he went through in New York and is able to stand and talk about, that only helps a young pitching staff.
This one into short center, and a sliding catch made out there by Mitch Meyer, out number 2.
So I'm a Carl Pavano fan after getting to know him in spring training. And the other thing is, I beat him in a Texas Hold'em charity game, and I was really proud of that. So I don't beat too many people in that game.
2 down. That'll bring up Delman
You
Young.
just got the cards. That's all. Nice slide.
I was very lucky that day.
Hey, maybe in a way you can relate to what Pavano went through. He had some injury problems, but you had to pitch in the glare of New York. It can do different things to different people, can't it?
No question. No question. I think the biggest key is what kind of a personality you have. Carl, believe it or not, and I don't know if you know him real well, but he seems to have he's got a tough guy type, attitude up front.
Delman Young drives it to left. Gone again. Another home run for Delman Young. The Twins have scored 8 runs on 4 home runs. 2 by Kubel, 2 by Young.
Boy, is he swinging a hot bat. We were talking about Jason Kubel, but Delman Young, my goodness, it all started here on Friday night with that grand slam. And it's good to see that man smiling right there. That was called by me, by the way.
Nice call.
Slam. Thank you very much. And yesterday's ball game, Delman with that big 3-run double to give the Twins a 4-0 early lead. And then today in his first at-bat, a home run, a solo home run after the Kubel 3-run home run in the first. And then we just saw that one that he hit. So, wow.
I hate to say this, but you know what really might have gotten him going? Getting hit by the pitch the last at-bat in Detroit. That fired him up. That had 10 RBIs this series.
A little roller to second ends the inning. Delman Young with a home run. Always great to have a visit with Frank Viola.
Always good seeing you guys too. Thanks. See you guys soon.
Out in front, and it's time to put in our final lottery winners of the season. And we have Tom and Bev here from Prior Lake. He's got the 91 World Series shirt, 87. Are you going to miss the Dome at all?
Yeah, for the weather. It's gorgeous being in here now.
Now, you've seen some great games over there. You got to put that up a little higher so we can see you. What about this place? What are you going to remember most?
The crowds, the fan participation. I think it's a great place to have baseball.
With all these hankies today, it's almost like 87 again, isn't it?
Exactly. With the hankies flying, it's wonderful.
All right, Bert has already circled you. You'll get $100 worth of lottery scratch tickets from the Minnesota State Lottery. Thanks very much for joining us. Dick and Bert, back to you.
All right, thank you very much. One strike to Mike Jacobs, facing Carl Pavano. And a little looper towards center, and it's down for a hit. So a leadoff hit here in the sixth. And the Royals get their first, actually their second single after 4 doubles. And they've actually out-hit the Twins here 6-5.
Yeah, but the Twins' hits have been over the fence. Billy Smith, the general manager of the Twins, just came in, and we want to say hello to Joe Creedy. I know you're watching out there. He's at home. He's recovering from back surgery. He cannot. The doctors don't want him to fly. He would love to be here, but Joe, Twins are going to play an extra ball game here on Tuesday night, and thank you for all your help.
Drive to right center field. Here come the Royals again. Ayaspo with a double. He wants a triple. He's driven in a run, and the Royals have made it 8-2. Plenty of baseball left here. We've completed 5, and now the Royals start the 6th with a pair of hits.
Well, Ayaspo with his 8th triple of the year, and that's one thing the Royals have been able to do this year. That's 51 triples for the Royals. Ayaspo, not a bad pitch right there. You see the location, just going down and finding that gap out in right center. Span having to go a long way to get this ball. Ayaspo driving in a run, his 73rd of the year.
Tian with a pair of doubles against Pavano. And the Twins will get their bullpen active. Now Pavano, as Frank alluded to, would need to pitch through this inning, get another third to get to the 200 inning pitch mark. But there are larger issues here. That is securing the ball game. And Tian with a swing and a foul, 1-1.
Well, 82 pitches for Pavano. Good strike to ball ratio. 57 strikes, 25 balls thrown.
1-1. And now 1-2. Keppel and Mayhay start to get limber down in the Twins bullpen. And the Tigers beat the White Sox 5-3 behind Justin Verlander. And Tian strikes out for the first out of the 6th.
Well, good breaking ball right there by Pavano. He picks up his 7th strikeout.
Can spend a week like a major leaguer at the Twins All-Star Fantasy Camp in Fort Myers next January 9th through the 17th. Frank Viola says he expects to be there. Harmon Killebrew will be there. You play at least a game a day for an entire week or until your body shuts down. Organs included. To sign up for the fantasy camp, visit twinsbaseball.com or call 1-888-901-PLAY. We have a blast down there every year.
Yeah, a lot of the guys that are here for the memories, and we'll have that post-game show after that, or participating in the fantasy camp. Tom Bernansky's going to be there for the first time. Harmon Killebrew always comes down. It's a lot of fun.
I haven't met anyone yet, camper or pro alike, who hasn't had a great time down there. Here's John Buck, and he takes inside, 1-1. Royals got a single run in the 4th, and now one quickly here in the 6th, trying to fight their way back against Carl Pavano and the Twins. Aspo at third. Check swing and a foul, and that dinged Mauer someplace. And the Tigers, I'm sure, have their bags packed and are prepared to come to Minnesota if the Twins finish off this sweep of the Royals. Breaking ball away, 2-2. White Sox in losing today, finished 79 and 83. And they will finish 7 games behind. I suppose technically 7.5 games behind whoever wins the division. Might be just 7 games if the Twins give this lead back.
Well, Buck falling off a nasty pitch right there. Looked like a changeup that dropped almost on top of home plate. Buck in his 6th season with the Royals.
Pavano ready, another 2-2 pitch coming. Coming inside with that fastball, 3-2. You notice that? I mean, Pavano just seems able, willing, and eager to do what he did right here.
Well, excellent control. Again, 2nd in the American League in fewest walks per 9 innings. And you saw Joe Mauer move inside, and that's where that ball was, middle in. He doesn't want to walk him here. Make him make contact.
A dribbler to short. A run's going to score, and Cabrera throws on the run, 2 down.
That's the most important thing right there. No walks. Don't put another runner on. With the infield playing back, Cayaspo scores the 2nd run of the inning, but most importantly, the 2nd out here in the 6th inning.
An 8-3 game, and here's Alex Gordon with the bases empty.
Third baseman Alex Gordon.
This will be quite happy, I would imagine, to exchange a base advance for an out the rest of the way here. Gordon with a fly to center and a strikeout. The strikeout coming in a key spot in the 4th inning. The Royals had already scored a run. They had 3 straight hits, 2 doubles and a single. And the Royals had runners at 1st and 2nd, 1 out. Pavano buckled down, struck out Gordon and Hernandez to get out of the inning. There's a high drive to right. And here come the Royals again. This went into the upper deck, and now it's 8-4.
Well, Gordon, who hit a 2-run home run yesterday, got a breaking ball right there with that uppercut swing. Royals have put 3 runs on the board here in the top of the 6th. And out comes manager Ron Gardenhire.
A single, a triple, and a home run, and 3 runs up on the board in the 6th. And Carl Pavano's season will end up a couple outs short of 200 innings pitched. With Bobby Keppel coming in to get the last out of the 6th inning. Pavano nonetheless should get pretty good round of applause from the sellout crowd here at the Dome.
On 3 days rest, did a great job.
Farewell ceremony. A lot of current and former Twins players have come together this weekend to relive the greatest Metrodome moments. And coverage will come up after the final out, whenever that comes up, on My 29 and in high definition on Fox Sports North. So Pavano comes up a little short of the 200 innings pitched this year, but he leaves with the Twins leading by 4 runs, and Hernandez now facing Bobby Keppel. Strike one.
Well, Keppel making his 36th relief appearance. He worked here on Friday night. 1+ inning. Did give up 3 hits and a couple runs. Through 21 pitches, 16 for strikes in the Twins' 10-7 win.
And now 2 strikes.
Keppel, a sinker slider type pitcher.
Two strikes to Hernandez. A liner too tall for Cabrera. And the inning continues. 4th hit of the inning, and the number 9 batter gets aboard to get Bloomquist up with 2 out.
Boy, that ball had some slice on it right there. I don't know if it was too tall or Cabrera just overran it. This ball kind of went to his right a lot more than he thought it was going to end up. Take another look right here. Cabrera almost went behind him. So just kind of overran that ball. But Hernandez picks up his 2nd hit.
And here's Bloomquist. Hit the ball hard his last time up to Denard Span, officially 0 for 3. Fouled away, a strike. Royals made it uneasy on the Twins yesterday with a 4-0 lead late in the game, and they're trying to do it again here today.
And the wave is starting here at the Metrodome.
1 strike. Nice block by Mauer, keeping Hernandez at first base.
This pitch ends up in front of home plate, and Mauer doing a good job of getting in front of it, utilizing that chest protector.
Homer Hanky vest fashion statement today. 1-1 to Bloomquist. Hernandez playing short in place of the regular shortstop, Yuneski Betancourt. Hernandez not getting a chance to play all that much, has 1 steal in his only try. And a base hit. 5th hit of the inning, and Hernandez will go to 3rd, and the 3rd out proving very elusive here in the 6th.
Good hitting right there by Bloomquist, a sinker that he took right back up the middle. And Ron Gardenhire coming back out again. Another pitching change. Ron Mayhay. Looks like he's coming in.
The Twins might have to back up Mayhay with another reliever. Mayhay will come in to face Meyer, and then the right-handed hitting and very dangerous Billy Butler on deck. So the Royals making more noise here in the Dome in the 6th inning.
Kansas City Royals are making some noise here in the top of the 6th inning. 3 runs already on the board. Ron Mayhay coming in and out of the bullpen, asked to get this final out here. Mayhay, 56 relief appearances, making his 15th as a Minnesota Twin. The other relief appearances in a Kansas City Royal uniform.
And the first pitch fastball, strike 1 to Mitch Meyer, who again is going to be followed by Billy Butler. The Twins desperately hope not this inning. Entered the inning with a 7-run lead, and it's nearly been cut in half already. One strike to Meyer. Mayhay's been very good against lefties, an opponent batting average of .217. Actually been pretty good against righties too. He just hasn't been given that opportunity. He is the prototypical situational left-hander, generally brought in to get one guy out at a time. Meyer happens to be that guy. 2-1.
Well, he faced Meyer here on Friday night, was able to strike him out to end the 6th inning. Did give up an RBI single to Josh Anderson, the first batter he faced, and then struck out Meyer.
Mayhay needs to keep an eye on Bloomquist at first. Bouncer foul, 2-2. The inning started with a base hit by Jacobs. Hyaspo tripled. One came in on a ground ball. Gordon homered. Keppel gave up a pair of singles, and it's been an anxiety-filled September, October for Ron Gardenhire. John Roush warmed up, ready to face Butler if need be here in the 6th.
Remember, here on Friday night, the Twins needed 7 pitchers to get through that ball game. It might be one of those games again for the Twins.
Hit him, and they're loaded up for Butler. So Mayhay flattens the count at 2-2, and then fills the bases for Billy Butler. And the Twins will hesitate and wait as long as they can to let Roush get an extra toss or 2 in. But Roush appears to be ready. Mauer to the mound, and the manager is about to follow. My goodness.
Well, you see Steve Little on the phone right there, making sure that John Roush is loose. And Roush not really throwing down there, just kind of standing. Rich Dalmasic, who's answered that phone since 1982, now telling Roush he will be the next pitcher.
Bullpen springing some leaks here in the 6th, and they're loaded up for Butler, and John Roush will come in to try to get him. Have doubled up the Royals in the run column, and Carl Pavano took the game into the 6th, but Twins are on their 3rd relief pitcher of the inning.
Well, John Roush worked in yesterday's ball game. He got the win in last night's 5-4 win, or yesterday afternoon's ball game against the Kansas City Royals. worked one shutout inning. Has to get a big out right here to get the Twins out of the top of the 6th inning.
Butler is 0 for 3. Couple of ground balls to Tolbert and a strikeout. The 9th man to bat, and he represents the tying run. And Roush drops a breaking ball over.
Roush faced Butler in yesterday's ball game in the 8th inning, and Butler hit a fly ball to right field for the final out of the 8th inning.
One and one. In a season where nothing has come easy for the Twins, why would game 162 be easy? Brian Dunson, originally scheduled to start this game, now warming up in the bullpen. Another lefty, Mike Jacobs, due up next. Foul back, 1 and 2. Biggest man in baseball, and he's asked to get the biggest out of the game right here. Got him looking. The Royals get 3, but they leave 3. And the Twins lead by 4. But the Royals came back with 3. John Roush got a big strikeout of Billy Butler to leave the bases full.
Well, a good pitch right here. Looked like a slider down and away, and clipping the corner. Butler doesn't like it. And Roush, he was pumped up right there. Got a big strikeout to end that 3-run top of the 6th for the Royals.
Now Matt Tolbert, Nick Punto, and Denard Span here in the 6th. Tolbert taking down an in, and we said it on Friday night. When you get to this point of the season, and it might seem obvious, but the next run here could be awfully big if the Twins can come back with 1. Just strike 1 and 1 and get that lead back to 5. Everybody will breathe a little easier. Certainly Ron Gardenhire.
Yeah, you don't have to counter with the 3 that the Royals put up, but just put some base runners on and put the pressure back on the Royals.
Runs for the Twins have come on 4 home runs. 2 by Jason Kubel, 2 by Delman Young. We'll see if the running game could be a factor in scoring a run here in the 6th inning, with Tolbert leading it off. Tolbert walked his last time up, and for that matter so did Nick Punto, but the Twins didn't get anything done. Tolbert strikes out to start the 6th.
And Anthony LaRue, starting his 3rd inning, picks up his 2nd strikeout.
A potential tiebreaker game against the Tigers is scheduled for Tuesday at 4 p.m. here at the Metrodome. The tickets will be made available immediately following today's game, and you can purchase those tickets by calling 800-33-TWINS or 612-33-TWINS. There's a bouncer towards second, and Punto is gone on one pitch. It's not, you heard the phrase win or go home. In the Twins case, they have to win to stay home to play again on Tuesday. 2 quick outs here in the 6th, and that'll bring up Denard Span.
Ron Coomer has people here in Coombs' corner. Hello. Little air time for Coombs' corner.
2 down, and Span, the hitter, walked and scored in the first. Since then, a ground ball and a fly ball. Down and in, ball 1. Tigers have done their job. They beat the White Sox behind Justin Verlander 5-3. So they know that their season isn't done. Twins still have to complete a win here today to extend their season. 2-0. Those are just 5 hits, 4 home runs. The only non-home run, a single by Cabrera. And now 3-0 with Cabrera on deck. One. And now 3-2. LaRue was given a start by the Royals right before the Twins started their series in Kansas City against the Red Sox, and getting a call up from Double-A. Royals trying to figure out whether he's part of the picture in 2010. Twins have now taken more walks than they've collected hits. That's the 6th walk issued by the Royals today.
Yeah, Hochevar, the starter, had 3 walks in his 3 innings, and LaRue walking his 3rd in 2 2/3 innings. Bob McClure, the pitching coach, out to talk to his young right-hander. LaRue, 26 years old. Dusty Hughes warming up out in the bullpen for the Royals.
And a key batter here because Cabrera will be followed by Mauer. The Royals would rather not have to pitch to him with men on base. Mauer's walked twice and scored on the Kubel home runs. Cabrera singled leading off the 3rd. Scored on the Kubel home run, a ground ball to 3rd in the 1st, and then he struck out in the 4th.
He struck out against LaRue in the 4th.
Makes a strike. See if the Twins have any designs on stealing Span. He stole 2nd in the 1st inning. The Royals pitch out. It's 1-1. And Buck throwing out 17% of base stealers this year, and Span stole successfully in the 1st.
Well, one thing about LaRue, he's a little quicker home than Luke Hochevar was. Hochevar again at 6'5". Took him a little while to get that ball toward Buck and home plate. Span stole that base in the 1st inning. LaRue will use that slide step.
And Cabrera takes strike 2. 1-2. Cabrera's hit was a ball fielded by Gordon, and he Had the ball kind of pop out of his glove. It was as he was ready to throw it across the diamond. So an infield hit for Cabrera. Twins want to see Cabrera on base here for Mauer in the 6th.
See Jerry White right there talking to Span. See if Span takes off here.
Not on this pitch, and instead it's taken down and away 2-2.
Scotty Alger going through a set of signs.
Two and two to Orlando Cabrera. Span stays put, and the pitch hit into the left field corner. Span rounds second. Rounding third. A big base hit for Cabrera. And the Twins get a 9th run on a big 2-out hit by Orlando Cabrera.
That looked like an off-speed pitch that LaRue left up, and Cabrera jumped all over it. Bloomquist, the left fielder, was shading him a little bit toward center field. So this ball that's hit over the head of Gordon, you see how far Bloomquist had to go for this ball. By the time he could get to it, and the speed of Denard Span. Well, look at him kick it in right there. Scotty Alger saying go all the way. And he scores a big run for the Twins.
LaRue leaves. And Joe Mauer with first base open will face a new Kansas City relief pitcher. And Span turned out to be a pretty big 2-out walk in the 6th. Scoring on the double. Now it's 9-4. And Mauer might have a chance to swing the bat here, but a pair of lefties due up next, Mauer and then Krubel. Joe officially 0 for 1 with the 2 walks and the 2 runs scored. And again, if Mauer goes 0 for 4 for the balance of this season, and there might be a game on Tuesday, and Ichiro goes 11 for 11, Ichiro will win the batting title. 0 for 4 might happen, but
I don't think the 11 for 11 is going to happen. Might as well put it in the books. That's my thinking right there. Joe Mauer is going to win his 3rd batting title. See if I can clear this without any problems. You know, last day my telly is on the whack a little bit.
Yeah. Well, Ron Gardenhire twirling the stopwatch. Nothing, as I said earlier, has come easy for this Twins team, losing key players like Joe Creedy, Borno, Slowey. And Dusty Hughes will come in to try to get Joe Mauer and get the Royals off the field in the 6th.
Well, it was Dusty Hughes in yesterday's ballgame that was allowed to pitch to Michael Kadire. And Kadire hit the game-winning home run in the 8th inning. Hughes' September call-up by the Royals, making his 8th relief appearance of the year.
An all but certain batting title. And very strong candidacy for an American League MVP award. Takes ball 1. Mauer with 2 walks today, 74 on the season against 62 strikeouts. A roller towards second, and Callaspo makes the play, and the Twins are done. But a 2-out walk backed up by a 2-out double. The Twins get an insurance run, and we'll visit with former Twin Jacques Jones when we come back. great plays, great players have been playing here at the Metrodome. A lot of great memories for Twins fans. We head to the 7th inning. The Twins hoping to force game 163 again this year. And one of the guys responsible for a lot of the great memories and a part of a very important group of Twins players, Jock Jones, with us. Jock, great to see you.
Jock, good to see you.
Bert, good to see you. Always.
It wasn't that long ago you were here and got a chance to play in front of big crowds like this in the playoffs. And I asked Frank Viola this, was it as loud here as a player as you experienced here the last couple days?
Yes, and even louder.
Yeah?
Yep, even louder.
Mike Jacobs will lead things off against Brian Dunsing, who at one point was supposed to start this game. Now he comes in out of the bullpen. First pitch nubbed, and Dunsing, bare hands, throws. Tag got him, one away. Kadire caught it and tagged Jacobs at about the same time he touched the base.
Well, Trey Hillman's going to come out and argue this, but it looked like Kadire had to go inside to get that ball into the runner, Jacobs. Watch Dunsing right here, kind of an inside-out swing, swinging bunt. Dunsing does the right thing to throw right in the line, and Kadire came down, and it's a bang-bang play.
Well, I don't know.
I think he got him right there before that foot hit the bag. Very good call by Jeff Kellogg, the first base umpire. Yeah, see, that foot had not hit the bag yet.
And so one quick out here in the 7th inning.
Well, Jock Jones, what are you doing with yourself?
Playing a lot of golf, enjoying my family for the first time in a while, and it's been great. It's been great.
Now in spring training, you were with the Cincinnati Reds.
I was with the Reds. Didn't do too well, particularly well in spring training, and didn't work out. So I got a chance to spend a little bit of time with my family.
Now, did you play ball anywhere else during the summertime?
I went to Newark and played with the Bears in the Atlantic League for about a month and a half. Got myself back together, got in shape, and after that, I decided to go back home.
I introduced you as being a part of a very important group of guys. You guys didn't win the World Series. This group of Hunter and Jones and Minkiewicz and Koski and Pierzynski. But you guys brought this franchise into prominence, and through the contraction debacle, and the fact that this franchise is ready to move to a new ballpark, in my mind, is due largely to what you guys did to spark a rebirth of baseball in the upper Midwest. So I want to thank you for that.
Hey, we appreciate it, man. And we came back this weekend, a lot of us, to show our appreciation back to the fans who supported us.
2-2 to Callaspo. It was one of the darkest days of Twins history, but all seemed to be forgotten on the second pitch of the 2002 season.
Yeah, that was a great way to start off our season and a great way to start off the situation we were in, and we kind of rolled from there.
Yes, you did.
Yeah, it was Ron Gardenhire's first year as a manager. So a good way to initiate him.
It really was. He's got a picture of that on his
yes, he does.
on his wall in his office.
Fly ball right field. If Kubel sees it, he'll catch it. 2 down. Well, what was your thought the winter before? With all the concern we were living, at least I was up here in the upper Midwest, and we were gripped with fear that you guys weren't even going to take the field in 2002.
Well, the way we were prepared by Tom Kelly was we can't control outside forces. The only thing we can control is what we do as a team and what we do on the field. And they all told us to prepare ourselves for spring training as if we were playing, and that's the way we prepared ourselves. And we came into spring training and we got ourselves together, and that was all we could do.
They were talking about a dispersal draft. You could have been, you were part of this nucleus of Minnesota Twins. You might have been playing for the Reds back in 2002.
Hey, man, I guess we'll never know now.
1 strike to Martian, and up and in.
Well, Jock, you've been with some winning ball clubs here in Minnesota, and we've seen this year where everybody, it seems that the Twins have had to bring up and take different spots here and there to get big outs. This guy right here, Brian Dunsing, you know, the Twins really didn't know what they were going to get out of him. They called up. Actually, he started the season with the Twins and then put into the rotation after sent back down the minor leagues, came back as a reliever, and he's really helped get the Twins to where they're at, hopefully in game 163. But everybody needs to contribute for a winning ball club, don't they?
Barry, you know as well as I do, with this organization, they prepare you from the minor leagues to the big leagues to be ready for any and every situation and to be able to play more than one position.
Yep.
Jock, thank you. Great to see you. Thanks for coming back as we close down the Metrodome sometime in October.
All right, thanks for having me, guys.
Thank you, Jock.
Okay.
Three-run home run to put the Twins on the board in the first inning. 1 out later, Delman Young with a solo home run. In the third, it was Kubel again. Another three-run home run right off the top of that left field fence. Delman Young in the fifth inning, hitting his second home run of the game, a solo home run. That gave the Twins a 7-1 lead, but the Royals came back with 3 in the top of the sixth, and then the Twins answered with 1 in the bottom of the sixth.
And the number from 1 to 0, by the way, will be taken down by a special guest in the post-game show we're going to bring you on Line 29 and Fox Sports North. Brian Dunsing unable to start this game because of the pitching change switch. And who knows, he might be asked to finish the ball game.
You know what, he came in and shut the door after the Royals got 5 hits in the 6th inning off of 4 pitchers. Dunsing a 1-2-3 7th inning.
Middle of the Twins lineup, and it's Kubel with the pair of 3-run home runs who will get things started. Kubel, Kadair, and Young. And Kubel drops him softly into left field. So he's hit to him about 800 feet, and that one went about 200 feet. And a leadoff hit here in the 7th. And Trey Hillman will go back to a right-hander with Kadair, Young due up in the next 2 spots.
Oh, this is a move that a lot of people felt Hillman should have made yesterday.
Kubel coming out of the game, and he'll get a rousing ovation after a big, big day and a big game. So Kubel out with a 3-for-4 game, 2 home runs, 6 runs batted in.
Just what the doctor ordered for the Minnesota Twins. Some early run support for Carl Pavano. Kubel with that 3-run home run in the first. And then in the 3rd inning, taking the curtain call in the 3rd inning, another 3-run home run. So 6 RBIs for Kubel here. 3 hits.
And the way this game is going, with the Twins needing 6 more outs to win game number 162, there will be a game 163 because the Tigers beat the White Sox. And that game is scheduled for Tuesday at 4 o'clock here at the Dome. And the tickets will be made available immediately following today's game. And you can purchase tickets by calling 800-33-TWINS, 612-33-TWINS, or at twinsbaseball.com. They will be available online immediately following the game. And today's game sold out because we all thought it would be the last regular season game played here at the Dome. Not so fast. We might have another one on Tuesday. And if there's game 163, we'll have a post-game show on Fox Sports North. Yasuhiko Yabuta coming into the ball game here to face Kadire and Young.
Yeah, Yabuta. He worked here on Friday night, worked 1 shutout inning.
Kadire 0 for 3, got the big home run to lead the Twins to a win yesterday. To left center, carrying to the gap, Blomquist over to make the catch for the first out. Looked like he hit it a little bit off the end of the bat. And Delman Young will hit. There are solo home runs for Young, surrounding a strikeout. It's interesting, as the Twins have tried to play on and obviously done so successfully. Gomez, the pinch runner for Kubel. In the absence of Justin Morneau, look at what's happened behind Joe Mauer in the past 3 weeks. We've seen Kubel get hot. We've seen Kadire get hot. And now Young joining that group. And clearly the Twins missed Justin Morneau, but not as much as some feared, because the guys have hit and hit with power behind Joe Mauer.
Well, we talked about Kubel, Kadire. This guy right here has been red hot. 2 home runs today. It's the second time in his career he's had a 2 home run ball game. The other time you have to go back to 2007 when he did it against the Texas Rangers, when he was with a member of the Rays.
2-1. Delman Young, Gomez at first. See if he takes off here. Out on this pitch, and Young takes ball 3. Gomez took a couple of steps towards second, and Young swung at one helmet high. Tigers did their part after losing the first 2 to Chicago. Came back and jumped on John Danks early. Won a ball game 5-3. Gomez goes, and the pitch lifted to right. Martin with the catch, and out number 2. That'll bring up Morales. The way things are headed, we will have a game on Tuesday. Technically, the Yankees can wait, if there is a game on Tuesday, till an hour after Tuesday's completion to determine whether they want to start their series on Wednesday or Thursday, which could potentially hold the Angels and Red Sox hostage until the Yankees make their decision. The presumption is they'll want to start the series on Wednesday, and then the Angels and Red Sox would start their series on Thursday. Ron Gardenhire was exploring the possibilities today with the media about, hey, if we have to play a game on Tuesday, maybe we'll carry an extra pitcher into the playoff round if we survive game 163 on Tuesday. One and one to Jose Morales. Gomez staying put, and another swing and a miss. 1-2.
A good changeup right there by Ubuta. Ubuta, not an overpowering fastball, very good changeup. In his second season since signing as a free agent from Japan with the Kansas City Royals.
There goes Gomez. Finally, the pitch is down and in, and Gomez with a head-first slide has no idea where the ball is. It trickles into center field. Gomez going in head first and coming up from this slide a little gingerly.
I wonder if the shortstop need him right here, Hernandez. Just the way he slid head first. Gomez stealing a base. The second base for the Twins, second stolen base for the Twins in the ball game.
There's Morales now with a 2-2 count, trying to dump a single into the outfield to get Gomez in from second. Very high, 3-2. If Morales reaches, Tolbert will have a chance. Twins don't have a hit from the bottom three spots in the batting order. Jesse Crain warming up after Dunsing pitched a quick 1-2-3 seventh. A tapper foul.
You see those people clapping right there. Sue Nelson, the organist here, over the years has really helped get the crowds warmed up here, along with Ronnie Newman over the 28 years here at the Metrodome.
Ronnie made the move from Met Stadium here, and we just hopefully assume that Sue will make the move to Target Field. First and second, 2 away, and Tolbert will have a chance. Tolbert with a walk, a fly out, and a strikeout. $51,155 paid attendance here. And when the Twins closed out Metropolitan Stadium long time ago, about 15,000 people who showed up on a cool rainy day against the Royals. I guess some symmetry there. The Royals closed out Metropolitan Stadium, and at least on paper they're closing out the Metrodome in regular season appearances, with the specter of game 163 on Tuesday. 1-1. Leading by 5. They've been out hit by 3. The young man's looking forward to outdoor baseball, I'll bet. That floats over for a strike. 1-2. Two and two. For the Royals, it appears they'll be finishing in a last place tie with the Cleveland Indians. Both teams were 65 and 96 coming into play today. The Royals are down by 5 here, and the Indians are down by 5 to the Red Sox at Fenway. And Tolbert pokes it into the right field corner. Might have grazed Butler's glove. Gomez will score, and Tolbert produces a run with a 2-out double.
Well, the hummingbird right there, he has been a godsend really since he got recalled from Rochester. Matt Tolbert brings a lot of energy with him. Not a bad pitch right here. He just kind of reaches out and somehow pokes it over the head of Butler at first base, who leaped for that ball. And Tolbert picking up an RBI, his 18th of the year, on his 7th double.
And here's Punto. Over the Twins dugout and out of play. Punto lined out to left, walked, and then hit a ground ball to second. One strike to the Twins second baseman. If the Twins win this game and either Detroit or Minnesota will advance to the playoffs, they'll go in as the team with the lowest number of wins in the 8-team playoff field. And as you guys proved in 1987, that doesn't matter at all.
No, it does not.
2 years ago, the Cardinals won the World Series, having won just 83 regular season games. Detroit's won its 86. Twins trying to get there, and then somebody's going to go in with 87 wins. One and two to Punto. Bouncer to second. Callaspo bobbles it. Punto with a head first slide is out, and he slams his helmet down. It looked like he was safe from up here, but Punto is out. The Twins get one and lead two in the seventh. Featuring the blizzard of the month, pumpkin pie. Today will count, and the Twins hope that Tuesday will too. They need to get there. They need to get 6 more outs. Brian Dunston got his 3 outs. Now Jesse Crane will try to get 3.
Well, Jesse worked here on Friday night. He did give up a run, the first run he gave up in a long time, since August 25th, but a very good 4.78 ERA. Crane making his 55th relief appearance.
John Buck, the first man he'll face. Buck, Gordon, and Hernandez with the Twins up by 6. First pitch, squirted foul. Twins had a chance for another run on the bobble by Callasco. He recovered in time to get Nick Punto, or so it was ruled by Jeff Kellogg. Sharply hit, and that goes past Cabrera into center field. So the Royals get their leadoff man on again here in the 8th inning. And Nick Punto hustling down the line, head first slide, even with a 6-run lead. He says it's just a part of the way the Twins play the game.
It's really bred in us, you know, at being a Minnesota Twin. It's just how we play. You know, it's that never say die attitude. It's the determination, the grit, the 162 game grind, and just how hard you know we play, and it's fun to watch every year. You know, I've been here 6 years, and it seems like we always have that attitude no matter what, and I'm proud to be a Minnesota Twin.
Gordon with a swing and a miss, 1 strike.
You know, if you watch Nick Punto play, he's one of those guys that always say, you know what, you might get 4 at-bats a game, you hustle out of that box, you hustle the first base, or whatever happens, you have to hustle second. He's one of those guys that just gives 100% day in and day out.
High fly to right. Span in right now. And he makes the catch near the edge of the track. Gordon just got under it for the first out of the inning.
Yeah, Gordon hit a breaking ball off of Pavano in the 6th inning. And right there, a fastball. Good swing right there, but to the warning track for the first out.
Luis Hernandez will hit. He's got a couple of hits already in the ball game. And again, the Royals out hitting the Twins 11-8. Gomez is in center after pinch running for Kubel. Span moving to right, where he made a great catch late in the game yesterday. And strike 1. With every out, game 163 on Tuesday becomes more of a reality. And of course, last year the Twins played game 163, losing the coin flip, going to Chicago. Well, the deciding issue, at least the first tiebreaker, is head-to-head competition. The Twins have the advantage. But the Tigers have had a share of first place for every day since May 10th. And every time a team has pulled up even with them, the Twins did it once, White Sox did it once, the Tigers have found a way to prevail. And they did, in essence, today. After a couple of disappointing games against the White Sox, they found a way to win. And right now they're in first place by a half game.
You know, with the Vikings playing here tomorrow night, that's why the Twins and the Tigers cannot play tomorrow. But, you know, it might be a blessing in disguise for the Twins. It gives Baker another day to kind of get ready for the start, and also a very fresh bullpen with the day off. The Twins have used a lot of relievers over this 3-game series. Everybody will be available out there come Tuesday night if the Twins win this ball game.
And the Tigers, if this game is played, would be in the same situation the Twins were. You pack for 1 game, but you really got to pack for 3, because if the Tigers play and win Tuesday, they got to fly directly to New York. Last year, the Twins went to Chicago for 1 game and had to pack as if they were going to Florida to take on the Rays immediately after the play-in game.
Right.
1-2 to Hernandez. And now 2-2. Like this stadium doesn't want to give up its baseball team. Just off the corner. 3-2. And while the Twins will get a day to recover, imagine what it's going to be like for this grounds crew. They've had to do it time and time again, convert this from a baseball stadium, we'll call it, to a football stadium and back to baseball again Tuesday. Full count to the number 9 hitter. And Crane struggles with his control here in the 8th, first and second with one away. Well, after our telecast of the game, we will have the formal goodbye to the Dome. A lot of Twins players, you've heard from some of them. Frank Viola, Jacques Jones coming together this weekend to say goodbye to the Metrodome and relive some of the best moments. Coverage coming your way on My 29 and in high definition on Fox Sports North.
Yeah, Greg Gagne joined us.
I haven't seen Art Howe yet. Wondering if former Oakland manager and longtime coach would be invited back to relive some of his favorite memories of this place. Art absolutely hated the Metrodome. And when he managed, just wanted to block those days out of his schedule. Here's Bloomquist, 2 on, 1 out. Swing and a miss. Royals, as they've done throughout September and now into October, they have not gone away quietly in these games that matter to the Tigers, White Sox, and Twins. Swing and a miss. It's 0-2.
Well, 2 good pitches on the outer half of the plate, and Bloomquist swings through both of them.
Fastball sailing up and in, and Bloomquist is gone on 3 pitches.
Well, Crane picks up his first strikeout. Second time Bloomquist has struck out in the ball game. He struck out against Pavano in the 3rd. Auer wanting it up in the zone, but outer half of the plate, and the ball went inside. Bloomquist kind of getting tied up a little bit right there.
Here's Mitch Meyer. It's a 6-run lead, and yet beyond the final score of the game, whatever it is, important runners to strand for Crane. Here's a high pop-up. Looked like he might do it. Punto out. Twins would love to get through this game A with a win and B without having to use Joe Nathan for a change. League Central Championship, and the tickets for Game 163 will be played, by the way, Tuesday at 4 o'clock here at the Dome. Will be made available immediately following today's game. So whenever the final out is recorded, if the Twins have the win, you can purchase tickets by calling 800-33-TWINS, 612-33-TWINS, or go to twinsbaseball.com immediately after the game. And then if the game is played, post-game coverage will be brought to you on Fox Sports North of Tuesday's game. Here's Denard Span in the 8th. Strike one. Span has drawn a couple of big walks, one to start the game, and then he scored on Kubal's home run. Drew a big walk in the 6th with 2 out and scored on Cabrera's double. Strike one, now strike two.
Yabuta starting his second inning of relief.
Ouch. And Span gets a base hit and might have to come back to home plate to pick up his thumbs.
Well, Denard Span, we've talked about how he keeps his hands back and utilizes hands. Look how deep this ball got in. I mean, it kind of surprised him right there. Take another look at it right here. It's going to be a better angle. I mean, right at the last second, he pops his hands toward that ball. And then showing off his speed, hustling down the line. And he ends up beating out that infield base hit. His first hit of the ball game.
I know it was true a couple weeks ago. I suspect it still is. He's second in the American League in infield hits to Ichiro. 1 strike to Cabrera. A pair of hits for Cabrera and a big RBI double in the 6th. It's a fastball and swings and misses. 2 strikes. Detroit's game started an hour before the Twins game. It seems like it's been finished for about 3 hours already. One and two. In one sense, the Twins are deserved division champions, even though that hasn't been determined yet. It might not be determined, but they won the season series against all 4 divisional opponents. The closest any opponent within the division came to winning the season series, the Cleveland Indians. Twins went 10-8 against Cleveland, 12-6 against Chicago, 11-7 against Detroit, and if the Twins win here today, they'll win the season series with the Royals 11-7. So today the Twins are looking for their 45th win within the division. Well, back just over our heads and then down below. He's kind of hoping for one more foul ball in here.
Almost got it.
26 years of working in this booth, and there have been 3 that have come in here. We'll have a much more open view of things at Target Field next year. Another one into the left field corner. This is a replay of what happened in the 6th. Span rounds third, and he will score. Cabrera with another RBI double.
That's kind of deja vu all over again for Orlando Cabrera. In the 6th inning, an RBI doubled into that corner. And here in the 8th inning, he went down to get this ball, hit it sharply into the corner. Bloomquist again has to chase down that ball. And Denard Span scoring from first base. So Span scores 3 times in this ball game. And Cabrera picking up his 3rd hit on his 2nd RBI.
And the chant, the murmur begins. MVP. inning, strike one. 2 walks and a couple of ground balls to the right side. I fully expect Mauer to get a hit here, and I fully expect it to come to left field. Come inside with a fastball and miss, 1-1. There's a drive to left, but it's right at the left fielder. And Mauer might finish his day 0 for 3.
Well, so many people trying to get some memories here. All the flash bulbs going all over the place when Mauer swings right here. Like little stars. Shooting the star.
Here's Gomez. His first plate appearance, entered the game as a pinch runner. He skies one near home plate. And Buck makes a foul ball catch, out number 2. Here's Kadire. As the Twins have pushed the lead out to 7, they have an opportunity, they hope, to put a win in the books and not use Joe Nathan. He would get today and then tomorrow and be going into Tuesday's game with 2 days rest. Francisco Liriano and Matt Guerrero are warming up.
Yeah, Matt's been pretty much loose, and Liriano just getting up.
And Kadire off the handle of the bat, lifts it foul. 0 for 4 on a day when the Twins frankly haven't needed them. They've scored 11 runs. They've hit 4 home runs. Butler over for a look. And drifts back into the seats. 2 strikes. Strikes to Kadire. The inning started with a hit and a double and another run. The Twins hope they don't need. You know, one thing we talked about, the possibility of game 163 would be Tuesday, not tomorrow, because of the Viking-Packer game, but it does clock things up maybe more for the Twins and the Tigers. I don't know what the Tigers' travel plans would be, but the Twins don't even have the option of getting a workout in tomorrow because the field will be ready for football.
Right. Just like an off day. Relax, get ready for the game on Tuesday.
Now, the Tigers might fly in here tonight, but their travel plans might have been affected with the fact that they won't have a field to practice on during the off day tomorrow. Maybe they'll stay in Detroit and try to get a light workout in at Comerica Park and come in tomorrow night. Well, the world of dual-use stadiums, multi-use stadiums. The Tigers, of course, they have their own ballpark, and the Twins will have theirs next year. All said and done, everybody knew from the moment they walked in here this was a football stadium, not a baseball park. Wow, that ball never even reached the dirt.
Well, John Bucket just went out to talk to Buda. Maybe, you know what, maybe they were working on a pitch. He said this is a good time to throw that one little hopper.
Maybe he just said don't give him anything good to hit.
No.
2-2 to Kadire. Deep to left. He's got another one. That was something good to hit, and he creamed it.
Well, he had the game-winning home run in yesterday's ball game. And here got a breaking ball, home run number 32 on the year for Michael Kadire. And now with 94 RBIs on the year. Watch this breaking ball right here. Kadire way out front, but he got the barrel of the bat on it. The Twins have hit 5 home runs in today's ball game.
2 of them by Delman Young, and he takes up and away ball 1. Skied near second base. Hernandez with the final out of the 8th inning. The Twins will take a 9-run lead to the 9th of what they thought would be their last game here. It appears that's where we're headed. Game number 163. The Twins would be the only team in baseball history to play an extra game in back-to-back seasons.
Well, Francisco Liriano hoping to get the last 3 outs here, making his 29th appearance of the year, his 5th relief appearance.
And it'll be Butler, Jacobs, and Callasco. Twins. That's Brian Pena hitting in Butler's spot. There's a bouncer to short. Fielded now by Tolbert. And he fires to Kadire, 1 away. Tolbert in at short, and Brian Busher in at third base. A year ago, the New York Mets were trying to hang on and win a playoff spot. And all the while planning their goodbye for Shea Stadium. And the last day was just a dreadful experience, because on that last day the Mets lost the playoff spot and had all sorts of special things, as the Twins do today, to say goodbye to their old ballpark. And it was a somber, miserable occasion, and the Twins thankfully don't appear to be headed for that type of a celebration here after the game. Fastball and strike 1. We're about to sign off the air up here, it looks like, for the last time.
Yes, we are.
Tuesday's game will be picked up by a network.
It's been a roller coaster season, has it not?
2 strikes. It's been so enjoyable in this Twins team again with, I don't know what attribute you want to call it, backbone, determination. Ron Gardenhire said today a lot of people counted us out, and they should have, but we didn't count ourselves out. And it looks like they're going to force some overtime baseball here in the regular season. Fouled away. The game Tuesday would be on TBS starting at 4 o'clock. Turns out the Twins saved their best baseball for the end of the regular season. And they hope, and their fans hope, that'll carry over through Tuesday. To left field, hanging in the air for Delman Young. 2 down. And our Verizon player of the game, the guy who hit not 1 but 2 3-run home runs.
He got the Twins on the board. He got them rolling in the first inning with a 3-run home run, a little curtain call, and then in the 3rd inning, another 3-run home run.
Everybody standing. Paid attendance over 51,000 people in the house, over 55. Strike 1. And a base hit by Hewlett. With 2 down in the 9th.
Well, Hewlett just rejoining the team after going to the World Cup in Italy, and the USA ended up winning the World Cup. So he gets a base hit here. Twins looking for their 16th win over the last 20 ball games, and it's been a team effort, and they hope to carry that into Tuesday's game.
Ground ball to second, and the Twins can't go outside the play just yet. A dead heat and a play-in game will come to the Metrodome on Tuesday.
Well, the ride continues for the Twins and their magic here at the Metrodome, and they want to continue that here on Tuesday night against the Detroit Tigers to determine who will go to the postseason.
What a remarkable year for the Twins, and it's not over yet. We've got 2 options for how you can watch the Twins Metrodome farewell ceremony, which is about to begin. Fox Sports North will carry the ceremony without commercial interruption in both standard and high definition. FSN's telecast starts right now in the Twin Cities metro area and throughout Twins territory on your local cable system or satellite provider. Also in the Twin Cities area, My 29 will provide coverage of the ceremony with their hosts after this break. Viewers on My 29, it's been a great year, and we thank you for watching Twins baseball.